Hydropower is a form of energy that's made from using moving water. Hydropower is renewable and it uses the flow of water from rivers stored in dams. To create the energy, the water that flows is going to spin this turbine, and when it spins, I didn't finish my project, but it was going to be tied to a string, and when it spinned, it would wind up and it would lift like a nail or something that was connected to it. I chose this project because I think hydropower is a really great source of energy. It's renewable and it doesn't harm the planet in any ways. Other forms of energy produce harmful emissions and pollute the air. I also chose this because a lot of people in class make generators or they had the same project, and I chose to base it around hydro energy because it's really affordable and it's available throughout all countries. So it's this type of energy is hydraulic or hydro energy, and before the water is poured, it's considered potential energy. And while the water is being poured and it runs down to spin the turbine, it turns into kinetic energy, which is the energy of motion. It's finally transferred into mechanical energy while the turbine is spinning and it lifts the load. I think my project was efficient because hydro energy is renewable and hydro energy relies on the water cycle. So waters from oceans, rivers, streams evaporate and rise into the atmosphere where it condenses into clouds. And then when it falls as precipitation such as snow or rain, it goes back into the oceans and the cycle repeats again. So since we don't run out of water and there's an endless supply, it's very efficient because it happens naturally and it doesn't rely on things made out of like machines. So I built my project. I had aluminum pipe plate and I cut it with an X-Acto knife, and then I folded it to make the shape of the water wheel. So after I cut it, I cut a hole in the middle and I put in this small a nylon spacer in it, and I glued it and I put it through this stick that I got, and I cut holes in the bucket and I just put it through. So then when I pour the water, it's gonna hit the wheel and it's gonna spin, and I would tie a string at the end of it, and I would tie a weight to the string, and when the water pours and it hits the water wheel, it would spin and lift the load. What I learned from this experiment, I learned a lot about renewable energy. I also learned about how much more efficient it is than non-renewable energy, and hydropower is the most used form of renewable energy across the world. It even beats out solar power, which is the third most used. And most of hydropower is used from dams and rivers, and about 16% of the production of electricity around the world is made from hydropower.